first thing we want to do is to review our meetings, minutes from last month, so give the board members a few minutes to do that, and then we'll discuss the revisions, updates, and then we'll go for approval. The one item that I have under staff reports, Darren Day for Jerry Link, poles, that was at park number 2, so let's specify where that was at. So that was at park 2, poles were removed at Water's Edge and modified, made for easier access for kayaks.
Is that a correction or an addition?
Would be a correction, so we just need to put the definition that location park number 2, poles were removed. That's the old beach.
Oh.
Frank's.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I don't have it in front of me, but Jones was the old company, wasn't it, that we were working with? So the new company, okay, it says here, this was the first time buying from the new vendor, and then comma, Jones Lake Management. But I think the new person, let's list who the new person's name is on the record.
Chemicals from a different company now too, right? That's from Van Dyes.
They made it look,
They delivered all the chemicals.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Remember the name of the fish people?
We hired,
Remember the name of the fish people?
yeah, the fish, no,
I can make it up, that's easy to set up.
Okay.
The engines and all.
I make a motion to accept the minutes with the noted correction and addition.
Second. Motion been made and second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against say nay. Motion carried. Minutes approved with corrections. Let's go into financial reports. So if you want to go in order, let's look at budget versus actuals. That's usually where I like to go first. And I try to look at where, this is reporting expenses through April. So that would be 4 months, so in theory, we're 33% through the year already on our financials. And so if you look through there, anything over 33%, then obviously we need to be looking at that, either from the income side or the expense side. So. Sherry, can you go ahead and make a note to bill the POA for their payment of the $9,000 if we haven't already billed that?
Yes.
We can talk about when to pay that, but let's go ahead and get it on the record that it's been billed. And clubhouse rentals is $2,250. Our budget's $7,500. Is that, do you feel like that's normal, or is that, does that fluctuate up and down a lot?
It does fluctuate.
Okay. So it's not like like the stickers would be mostly in the spring, but rental income comes year round, so that's really hard to judge that one. But it's showing 30%, so it's right on the 33%, so we're good there.
So and looking at the calendar, we're booked out. It's not every weekend, it's not solid. We've got the good numbers.
And then on the boat stickers, our budget's $25,000. We've received $13,657 of boat stickers and grant cards and whatever. But again, that's through April, and you probably had a lot of activity this month. So.
Yeah, and we're never selling, not at the done,
Right.
but the highest point of us selling those stickers, it usually doesn't hit until in June.
So I don't see any issues there with the income side at this time.
Darren, we
Yes,
point
sir.
out that at the end of May, I plan to start looking at people who have, docks and carts
Okay.
to make sure that they have paid their stickers
Sure.
and follow up on that, make sure that they get that taken care of.
Very good, okay. So from the expense side, maintenance fuel's up a little bit, 4%. Which,
Are you sure that's?
it's probably gonna be more than that next month. Right now, it's just showing 4% higher. Electric's up 10%. I think we saw that from the last couple months. But I think we're looking healthy in other areas, so we'll just have to watch that. Not much you can do about electric and fuel, but let's try and cut back where you can.
Did you ever look into contracting fuel costs?
I think
Here you want it.
we're, well, there's a company in Newmarket, with local people. And I think me and Darren's gonna go over there someday, and get time to do it.
So currently, we're
Try to
getting
get
from
away from,
Keystone, yeah. We're gonna get pricing from local Newmarket, hopefully to do better. So,
Well, I mean, you-
yes, in a way, we're trying to do that.
I mean, you can pre-buy and contract the price. I mean, depending on how many gallons you use and.
Jerry, did we open the tank?
no. But I would think,
Yeah, pull the tank.
oh yeah, but, I think, that's one thing I'd question over there, that we need 2 tanks. So, I mean, in that way, they can have exclusive rights to put gas and diesel in the tanks. And that's just the way Keystone does it. So,
If you catch that guy there, he has recreational fuel also.
does it?
I mean, like, but it's hard to catch him there.
This is a place in New York that you propane to,
I don't believe so. I don't think so.
because you still got propane.
Well, I've worked with Overtech or for Overtech, and I've always had Overtech, and the people down there are great.
That's where I'm at.
And I know it's gonna be cheaper for the shop. And they're good people. Stand behind them.
Okay, yeah, good question. We'll be following up on that before. The repair, parks and buildings, that's on hold until further later in the year, see where finances are, same thing with Lake Settlement. So if you look at the bottom of the second page, under total expenses, the total percent of expenses is 31%, and roughly we should be around 33% if we're on budget, so I'd say we're looking okay. So that's, any questions in from the board or guests on the budget, actually? Okay. And then profit and loss, obviously it's showing the loss because we don't get our income until in June and July, so our majority of our income, we've gotten some stickers, income and some rental income, but obviously our monthly expenses, are mainly covered by our tax levy. But we should be getting our tax levy in a couple months. Now, on the website, we need to take note that, half of that expense is supposed to be reimbursed by the PLA. And we need to set up a method on how we're going to bill that. At last couple of years, we talked about billing once or twice a year. Jonathan and I had talked about maybe setting it up just on a monthly basis, just to keep that paperwork easier. So let's remind ourselves to talk about that and work that out. So we agreed to pay half the expenses for the website between the two boards. But most of it's being paid by the CD, and then we'd be reimbursed by the PLA. And then the operating and the maintenance, $7,560. I think that had to do with some boat repairs, pontoon probably, and some miscellaneous repairs.
Yeah.
Any questions on the profit and loss? Move on to the balance sheet. As you can see here, when you compare the December and the January and April numbers, they all look pretty steady, stable there. We won't have our total comparison until we get our levy deposits in, and then obviously it will be above what the balance sheet was in December based on the projections I've seen. Any questions about the balance sheet? And then the next one, the last one here, is probably the best snapshot of what activities happened this last month, is the register of claims. So please look that over and see if you have any questions on that. You may not have a copy of that, I don't know who did it. It's just a register of all the expenses. These are expenses are recorded as a lump sum into the documents that you have. You're welcome to see it after the meeting if you want to. Yeah. It's something we have to sign off on every month, but it lists every activity. So for instance, Comcast, our payroll, automatic payroll, you got Napa, you got Farrell's Gas, Keystone, on and on. So I like to go through there and see if there's any big items, and then I look and see what it is, and it makes sense to what I see there. So that's how I review it. I assume you guys do the same.
I do have one question, go back to balance sheet.
Yeah, sure.
And it has to do with the sewer funds.
Sure.
There was a question from Ron Barnett back a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Has anything followed up on that?
Yeah, I had sent the documents to our attorney and Stu Glover, and I need to get back with him. He has the information, but it's in the works. So, but I did follow up with some information on that. So that question came up again, is there a way for us to use any of that funds that's in the sewer CD? And the past discussions is no, but we can give it another try. But right now I'm in the process of talking to the attorney and see what his opinion is and what maybe a projection of what the expenses would be to try to collect, to change that policy.
How does that money originate in there?
So at the first development of the lake, there were two boards. There was a POA and a utility board. And the way the contracts, the restrictions were written up, monies went in proportions in those counts. But the way it was written up, the only thing that utility money for the most part could be used for was for sewer and water.
Future.
Yeah, for future. And there's been several boards that's gone through the process and basically the reason why we have a conservancy, because we wanted to come up with a means of additional funding. Because the way the bylaws are written up, it's very hard for us to increase our assessment for the POA. And so with the development and the petition was signed by many people, we became a conservancy, a private conservancy district. And that, through that, we were able to levy for taxes for income. But at that same time, the utility board was dissolved. That money went into this fund, and the courts told us at that point, yes, you could do this, but basically that you can only use those funds that went into the utility side of it for the sewer, for absolutely the sewer. And actually, of that, we can only spend $100,000 of it for design of a sanitary sewer. The rest of it has to be used for construction. So you can imagine the design to develop and design a sewer system for this district would probably be $1 million.
So it's collecting interest somewhere, right?
Yeah, we're getting around a little under 5%, 4%. It says right there. It may not on that. But we have recently with CDs, we've been getting around 4 to 5% interest. So it's developing and it's increasing every year
Can't use it.
unless we put a sewer in. Bill was around when they went through this. We've gone through this again, but after that, we went through this again, and again, it was determined that we could not do anything with it. But the question's been raised again, and we're aboard that if we're gonna investigate it, we may come back and say, well, it's gonna be $150,000 to get this changed. Is it worth that loss? Or, is it worth that cost?
The POA board had a chance in 1971 that had the sewer system put in here. They had a firm in Indianapolis do a study on it. Just a little over $1 million to put one in here in 1971.
Should have done it then.
Yeah. It's probably what now, about 50 million?
Yeah.
Probably so.
Well, it wouldn't be that much if you put it in the lake, what pressure system out there,
Yeah.
a vacuum system, basically.
Right. So if you don't put it in the lake, then you got all the,
All the roads up.
you got the grinder pumps that have to raise and lower the pressure. It'd all be a pressurized system.
I still have a lot of those. The builder I work for uses a grinder system all the time in their basements in Lafayette.
Yeah. Yeah, we just have 100 people over here probably. Okay. Any more questions about the financial reports?
I move we accept the finance report.
Any second?
I second.
Okay, motion been made and seconded. Any further discussions? No discussions? All those in favor for approving the financials as reported, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody against, say nay. Motion carried. Staff reports, Jerry, you're always first. So.
Well, he's leaving the last. An update on the pontoon, we made one, spray, treatment on it. it's wonderful. Me and Scott been working on it, modifying it, how to, we got a big pallet that holds the tank, the plumbing, and the pump, all in one pallet. And we just set it on the, we've had that for a couple of years now, but, we went out there, usually we only put 80 gallons of water, that's about all that old pontoon would hold. Me and Scott set it on there, or put it on there with the fork, and it's set there just perfect. Scott was sitting in front, I was sitting in the back. We ran it up to over 100, and it didn't even, wasn't sketchy at all.
The pontoon he's talking about has an all aluminum flooring in it, that's another reason why we purchased it.
Is it like a barge, really?
No, it's a regular pontoon.
I seen one going down 47 the other day, it looked like
Yeah.
a rectangular.
That was, Thompson Docks, I think. around here
Probably
working.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
It's just a regular,
Pontoon.
pontoon that we
What's it do, make rounds,
Just one round,
really?
one round.
in and out, all the codes and everything.
Some will say he's running wide open, but he's not. Because he's in the cold areas.
When I get tired of the knees, I get my speed up a little faster. Then we did do one, application, last week, I think.
What else is it supposed to take care of?
I don't know.
I think
I'm the
it's just
driver.
algae, just the stuff that would grow in it.
I'm just the driver.
We have a lake biology, she's not here tonight. She does a really good job, and she's certified, there's some training she has to go every other year. And, but yeah, we try to control the algae so it didn't get out of control. Obviously.
It was calling my attention that they were spraying for a lot of snakes, there's a lot of snakes in the lake this year.
Right up there, that first cove up there, it's got quite a few snakes. But, it was a lot of work to get to what we wanted for the spray boat, but it's also a work boat. We use it if, lots to be, bring it back to the.
So you'll have to do it more this year?
Well,
No, it's,
It's spraying for more times, probably.
yeah. Well, whatever time Denise says, you got to do.
She usually tries to do it twice a time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, it's usually once a month at least.
You should swim in it right
Oh,
after?
no,
or
it's
what?
fine.
Yes, but she recommends you don't water your flowers for it just from the lake, just to be on the safe side. But it's supposed to pass all, so, and she's safe trained, she's qualified to spray any lake anywhere in Indiana. So we're lucky we don't lose it.
Yep, and Bill helped us get this pontoon, that's gonna make it a lot easier, so,
Yeah.
that worked out well, it sounds like.
Yeah,
Well, you have,
And Jerry's been working on modifying it to get it ready, so it sounds like it worked.
yeah. We put the ropes out for the swimming area this morning. The wrong time to do it, cause it was really windy. But that boat catches a little more wind than the old one. But we got it out and everything. We've got the sand down on the beach, It's work, I think it's gonna work,
What about the tree at 550 the one that got blown over,
Oh,
or,
it was just a little one.
yeah,
It's just a
Well,
brush.
yeah.
oh, okay,
yeah.
okay, I got a text in right,
Well, I'll come up here,
okay.
when we got back from Terre Haute, and did it, about 11:30.
All right. Well, the text made me believe it was pretty big.
Well, it was,
Well, no,
you
it-
couldn't drag it off by yourself.
No, it was
okay.
still attached to
Yes.
the tree.
But it wouldn't restrict any traffic from one lane.
No,
About
but
half the road.
Okay.
I didn't want somebody to come around there
Yeah.
and hit it and.
Okay, anything else, Jerry? Anything, any questions for Jerry? All right.
Oh, I got it.
Go ahead.
Armwood,
We've got it back on the tractor. And I think Mark's coming tomorrow.
We're gonna
To help
do
us.
some pressure testing on it,
Yeah.
see which,
on the tractor, so.
yeah, on the tractor first and then on the different
We-
manifold outlets.
We did hook it up and it kind of doing the same thing that was doing it,
Was it the same piston?
yeah, the swing.
Okay, so that's the first one in the manifold, so
Yeah.
I think we've got a pressure issue, but we'll look at it more.
And George Bill,
Yeah,
I talked to him tonight, he said for free, help whatever he got.
okay, I'll talk to him, I know Joe.
Gary
Yep,
Parks
we're
Road,
on, we're in the barn with it, so.
Okay.
Gary, say, you and Scott should be complimented, the parks really look good.
Yeah, well, Scott does most of it
Yeah.
mowing, so
Really look good.
that frees me up to do this and that.
We appreciate you got the sign back up on Green Lawn and Westchester.
It should stay there for a long time.
All right, let's move on. Sherry, you have anything you wanna add tonight?
Well, you already mentioned the boat stickers,
Yeah.
and people are still coming in and getting them, that's wonderful. The gate is working beautifully. One thing that I didn't realize, and as I was going through, I caught that when all of the information was moved from the old system to the new system requires information that was never put in the old, there was no, it didn't ask for it. So, if somebody says that their card isn't working for some reason, chances are it's one of those that I haven't caught yet, that didn't get transferred over. But as people are coming in, I've already gone through all of them that have already registered, so everything there is good. As
Okay.
people are coming in, I'm double checking them, and I'm trying to run out ahead and catch anybody
Yeah. All right.
before they come in.
Very
But
good.
I'm trying to make sure that's all good.
Okay,
Aside from that, I don't think we've got anything going on.
okay.
Is there a certain time that gate actually is open? Cause sometimes it's open. and
It should not ever be
Never,
open
I'm
unless
just
somebody's
wondering
driving
if
through it.
there were certain hours it was open.
No, we do have, like Thursday nights tonight, the fishing crew, there's like 12 or 13 guys come out pretty regular to fish, and they'll leave it open. They start fishing at 5 o'clock, I think. I've asked them to go ahead and close it before they head out, but they typically don't, so you'll find that it's open. So if you see it open, you're welcome to go and shut it. I shut it tonight myself, so. But you should, if you go through it, shut it, if you go back out, make sure it's shut. You know, especially on long hours, like, they'll be out for 3 hours, so, you know, if we left it open then, anybody can ride in. Not, maybe they won't, but, you know, it's there for a reason, it's a private lake, and, you know, all of us partake in the investment of this lake, and so, we wanna keep that investment.
Do you want only homeowner boats on the water, is that?
Correct.
No,
Well,
property
lot
owner.
Lot
Property
owners,
owner.
lot owners.
Property owner.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
You don't have to have home.
right.
You know, obviously it has to be registered, and you have to have a sticker,
Insurance.
yeah, insurance.
When Charlie's Farms closed that Thursday, when the basketball, when the power was out.
Yeah, yeah, that's the reason why I've got a key now. I think, I don't know if the board members, you're welcome to have a key if you want. Yeah, I got it.
And I do,
I got it.
and Jerry does.
So, and that's the nice thing about, well, yeah, we've got the new system, but we also, you can activate it on your phone if you want to. So,
The boat, gate,
yeah, so if you go through the process, she has to send you an email, once you've paid, you got your sticker and everything, it's registered. You go through a process so that you can have your phone activated to release it. So,
that's nice, not having to have the card. I mean,
yeah, I mean, if you forget the card back home, you've got a secondary way of maybe opening it, so. But if the power's out, that's not gonna change that, but we do have, I've got a key and some other people have a key, David Carr has a key, so you can call us and we can try to get you open. Okay, moving on. David's not here tonight. David Carr is our safety guy. Of course, the season's just now starting. And he and I have talked, and he's about ready to go. Does he have a boat in yet? Okay.
He picked up the stickers, 2 days ago and said he's planning
I think he's
on
gonna,
putting it on.
for this weekend, I think he'll be out.
Yeah.
Okay. So our security guy, you should see him out in the boat this weekend.
Did notice, David announced that he has eradicated 2 beavers.
Yeah,
That's
that's great news.
good news.
I have heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard estimate there may be 4 or 5 beavers out there. So, we do have an issue. Does anybody see any more activity? There's the activity there by the island, and I think I've seen some back at, what's called, where the Yorks used to live, so.
But our safety officer doesn't kill them.
You're right.
Because there's people that wanna keep them alive.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, so technically, if they're on your property, you can address it. But we can't come on your property and address it, potentially, unless you ask someone to help you. But it's technically, they're out of season to hunt them, but if they're a nuisance and destroying property, then there's ways of getting rid of them.
There's a season for beaver, huh?
November 15th through March the 15th.
That's mainly set up for trapping.
Correct.
Yeah, trapping, yes. And we're kind of wanting to discourage trapping here for obvious reasons, for fishermen or whoever's in the lake, you know. It's a little dangerous.
It's the skunks you don't like to catch.
Yeah.
You know, that's an animal that should
But
not be
just
killed.
let about 2, 3, 4 days, you know, the smell goes away.
Okay, all right. So I think that's, then on the reports from the staff, we'll go into old business. And I guess we kind of talked about the beavers as old business. The docks, Dave, you mentioned that some already. You want to add any more to that, or?
Other than, again, at the end of May, we're gonna start looking for those folks who have not registered a boat, who have one of our docks. And if they do not get that taken care of, then the dock can be taken away. We also have some that are derelict, and if not repaired in a timely manner, those could also be taken away. We have a list of about, almost 20 people who are waiting for park docks. And it's, if you go to the top of the list, and Bill and I were just talking about this a moment ago, if you're offered a dock and you say, no, I don't want that one that's available in Park 8, then you go to the bottom of the list. So your name comes up, if you want a dock, there's one available, you can have one.
And then maybe
open that until
Well, I was next on the list.
You know what number you were?
Next on the list.
which would be number 2, right?
Well, there was a doc, someone got, and then I was next.
How long you been waiting?
4 years.
Okay. All right. Any other old business?
Sherry said you were in high school when you put on the list.
I was almost a graduate.
Should have been on the foliage.
Bill had black hair.
All right, we'll move on to new business. I think the only new business I have, I believe, unless I think it's something else, is that, we have a capital asset policy. So basically, as a conservancy, as an organization, we have to keep record of the capital assets we have. And that includes property, buildings, equipment, land, improvements to buildings, land improvements, and construction in progress. So there's various things that it can be considered capital assets. This is something that we have to keep record of, and it goes to the state, and we file with the state every year. In discussing things with Sherry and with Tiffany, our accountant, we would like to, and we can discuss it, and it has to be approved by the board, but I'd like to bring up that we increase anything over $750 be considered capitalized, or to be recorded as capital asset. Anything under would be initially considered not a capital asset. So I'd like to increase it from $500 to $750. And so the $500 has been on record for probably a couple of decades, I guess, and so it's been a while. So just with the inflation, you know, $400 piece of equipment that may not be useful in a couple of years, it's not worth keeping record of that for the next 20 years. So that's why you're able to, by state statute, to record certain capital assets, but anything less than a certain amount, you can write off immediately. And so I'd like to consider changing that from 500 to 750. And that would be land improvements, anything, land improvements over 750 would be recorded as capital assets. Improvements other than buildings, 750. Buildings is 5,000, I think we should leave that. Machinery and equipment, 750, and construction in progress, anything over 750 would be capitalized. So, is there would anybody have a motion on
I
that?
still move on your motion.
Second.
Okay, motion been made and seconded that we go ahead and increase the capital asset threshold from 500 to 750. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against say nay. Motion carried. We'll have to all sign this tonight.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Is the soccer field considered capital?
It's land, so yes.
So, is there any reason it's not being used for anything, divide up into lots and sell it?
We can discuss it.
I think there's a lot of money to be made for CD, for POA.
The reason not being used is because Southmont built about 10 soccer fields. I'm just throwing that number out there, I don't know how many, but it was several. And that was being used every Saturday and Sunday there when it was first put in until it.
Right now, it's just a waste of land. Yeah, this has probably been brought up 150 times in probably the last 10 years. I'm wondering why Lake Holiday doesn't have a bait shop.
A bait shop. We can't have, well, we can, there's certain properties we can have commercial, buildings or commercial businesses. We could do it ourselves, and I don't know if it'd be considered, commercial if we're supplying the goods and selling it. It could be considered a way of increasing revenue. I don't know, it's something we can discuss. Heritage just recently built a bait shop with a restaurant.
Yeah, you know, like Waveland, when you go in there, there's a little big shop right there before the boat ramp.
Yeah.
And it'd be neat, I think, I'd rather come here and buy my bait than Valiant.
There's several, bait vending machines.
Yeah. And they make money on candy bars, people
Yeah.
take off.
They take care of them, I mean, I don't know what they pay to have them.
And since-
I thought, this is going the other direction, would be maybe an ice cream shop or something like that, but,
Yeah.
cause you got all these golf carts driving around, that would be a focus point, I'm telling you, it could be some income, but there's obviously would be, you'd have to put some capital into that.
Weren't there a couple commercial lots on the boat ramp?
No, I looked at that, well, it's on this property here,
On this property?
in the entrance.
It'd be a seasonal thing, so do you have to make so much to be considered commercial? I mean, is there, what, you know, to find out the dollar amount?
Well, what I understand is commercial would be any business. If you're wanting to operate a business, you cannot do that unless you're on a lot that's considered commercial. And there's like 10 lots, and you know where the storage building is? That's on 4 lots itself, I think.
that's
And then there's
commercial.
4 more lots to the west of that, that's commercial. And
That's
that may
not-
be
that's
it,
not a
other
bad
than what
area
the
for-
POA or the CD owns.
It's not a bad area, cause see, if you put it here, people's gotta go on the busy road out here in their golf cart to get you. It'd be nicer over there, where you could- it's a longer drive around the lake for people like me, but it's enjoyable.
Right.
And I could stay off the busy road.
And a nice machine, not necessarily a machine, but storage, right? So that we don't have to really make anything, we just come and load it up.
And if
Yeah.
you're selling gas down there by the boat ramp,
Well,
nice money.
Right out under the table.
then you get down to.
We used to have a
EPA and all.
gas pump down here on the lake, on the dam,
So you used to have one, going?
50 years ago, 60 years ago.
About 60 years ago.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I checked into it, if enough get together, a fuel truck will come down, one person has to pay for it and everybody else reimburse that guy for the amount of fuel that they get. They'll come down, like on a Saturday morning, fill everybody up, but they won't do it individually, they'll fill up individually, they won't charge it. You know, one person that has to pay the bill, you know, with a credit card.
I noticed Valiant has been staying below the average though,
Yeah.
on their fuel.
But they don't have premium.
Well,
That's a problem.
Shell station in Waveland has recreational fuel now.
Do they?
Don't have to go to Snowcone north of Crawfordville.
That's nice.
Pretty well, down there.
You can catch the guy, yes, but you gotta catch the guy there.
The Americans.
Oh, no.
Well, these are good discussions. I mean, if gets to be enough discussion about it or some movement, we can start talking about it. Obviously, the board, you've heard what they've asked and what we discussed. If this is something we wanna start bringing up, then we can start discussing it. Obviously, it'd take a while to get something like that in motion, but,
that'd be pretty good income
yeah.
in the summer.
Right.
I do have another question. Last summer, there was the boat trailers down here also. Now, last weekend I was down there, nobody, trailer was down there, I left the boat, it's sitting down there.
Jerry, I mentioned that to you.
Yeah.
today. We're gonna follow up on that. That was brought to our attention today, that there's been a trailer using it as a storage lot.
Yeah, and they did that all last.
We were just informed that, because I hadn't noticed it and Jerry hadn't really noticed it either, you know. I got the boat number.
I'll get the number off of it
it's Del Line.
Was it?
I started checking already, yeah.
Okay, yeah, 257, I took a picture of it.
Okay.
Then I'm not gonna go down there and look at it.
Yeah, as long as something's brought to our attention, you know, if you know it's there and you don't say something,
Yeah.
it's hard to do anything about
I
it.
kept thinking last year, they're gonna lose, they're gonna lose.
I can do it.
Well, it wouldn't be so bad if it was only over against the woods.
Well, we don't,
No.
because we don't want the maintenance have to mow around it.
Right.
You know, the weeds and grass will grow up around it, so, no.
Okay, and then, regarding new business, sort of, in June and definitely in July, we gotta start thinking about next year's budget. So, if there's some projects you guys wanna start with, thinking about, any, Jerry, staff needs to be thinking about any expenses that we need to be looking at for next year, equipment you need, and you need to be talking to us about it, getting some prices, and starting a discussion. Because we basically need to be on target to get our budget almost approved by October.
I looked at his dump truck, the bed on it needs to be in there, put on, it's been patched and patched and patched, and it's about time to, you know, new bed.
It's just because with the sand.
Well, it's salt, it's, you know,
Yeah.
taking its toll on it over the years.
Well, it's a year.
I don't know. It's on the second truck though.
No, it was a new one.
Was it new? Okay.
Yeah. It's the
But
last
anyway.
one that, Kenny Weiss, the second sheriff. What to say was that 2011, it's only got 36,000 miles on it.
Oh, the truck. And the bed was new?
Yep. He was. But I would like to try to maybe, go to Clark and see what they would.
Jerry's only culvert repair, or, you know, are gonna be done. I've been helping on the road committee, so,
What's the question?
Calls.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. There's one thing I do wanna maybe look into is getting quotes on jetting out some of our culverts. And it probably won't be cheap, but
Right.
I just know that you drive by and there's some ditches that's holding water, I'm like, you know, why is that? We insist that every drive has a culvert, right?
Well, the thing is, it might not be a culvert issue. The dirt and mud builds up.
At the end.
And so, with the excavator, I can get most of it. If it's needing to be cleaned out, and this and that.
I'd like to look at that because, I mean, most of you guys know that the secret behind Good Road is a ditch, so.
Oh, yeah.
I could take my dog around, it digs them out pretty good.
There you go.
so there's no.
Just keep him on a ledge.
Does he
culvert
work for
repairs,
kibbles?
What's that?
No culvert replacements or anything coming?
Well, you know, we had that one we replaced there at Imperial. And then we know we're on borrowed time on the one on Grandview, so, yeah, we may wanna, we've got new board members on that, so Dave and Bill is aware of it. We know that there's that culvert there in front of my parents there on Grandview has got a little bit of a belly in it, and it may go, but right now it's,
Well,
appears to be safe.
I don't think Brandon is on the list to get redone or anything.
Okay.
I just didn't want
Yeah, well, that's what I did, what list where are you gonna be working at, and we can work together on the culverts?
The only, we're doing potholes and, cracks and
Clear circle.
Weir Circle is gonna be redone after the construction, and I wanna say over by Eagle, is it Oxford?
Yeah, Oxford.
Which, I lived out here 18 years, and I only thought that was that house's driveway, I didn't realize.
There's an
another
A-frame
house off
behind
it.
it.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
realize it. That one's probably gonna be redone this year.
Yeah.
But I just thought I would check before.
Alright. Yeah, we definitely wanna look at the culverts and, some ditches and, you know, maybe set aside some funds for that. That's, we'll go through that in the next couple months. Okay, any reports from, neighbors?
You got someone?
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, you guys.
Yeah, I have a question. There's a culvert between my property and Daryl Thompson's,
Yeah,
okay, and we worked on that probably 30 years ago when Hoyts lived there,
yeah,
and they had like old cement tiles, and it went under the ground and it emptied out in the lake. And it was in bad shape, so my husband put in a plastic tile all the way down. And it worked great until they built that boathouse. And now we've got water standing on the other side of the road. We can't mow it anymore until maybe July.
right.
But like, the ground's down here and the culvert's up here, and I was wondering, do you think maybe we could put some dirt in there so it go on through the culvert?
Possible.
So we could get it to the lake?
Yeah.
Cause there is a drum on the south end of that culvert, and it drops down, and then it goes into that plastic tile.
Okay.
And the tile outlet is kinda, sometimes you can see it, it's a big steel one,
Yeah,
and it's kind of where the doors of their boathouse is, if you go down there and look. But for some reason, Daryl told me that the construction guy admitted that they had scraped it. Cause I told him, I said, I don't want you to, tear that up unless they wanna replace it and go around the building. But I think maybe that, whatever he was, backhoe guy, whatever it was, must have done something to it because, well, you can't ask Gordon Farley now, but he lived there and he knew it was that way too. And we both thought maybe they, messed up the tile.
okay.
Cause usually a tile will, it'll take water from 80 feet, 90 feet away, but it just sits there.
Maybe we can get a camera, video camera and see what.
Well, you can go down there and look. You can see through it.
Alright, well, maybe Jeremy.
Well, I mean, you can see through the culvert, I didn't mean the tile.
Yeah. Alright.
But we get mosquitoes in there.
We'll follow up on it for you, see what condition it is. Can't make any promises though, until I see it. See what-
Well, no, I know, if somebody would look at it, and I thought, well, if we got the water through the culvert itself, maybe we could see, if it stands in that, well, it's a barrel, but, it goes into that, and then goes into that tile.
Okay. Alright, any other contacts from the neighborhood that we discussed?
I ran into Scott a couple weeks ago when he's out mowing. And I asked him, Scott, if there's something you want that you need, that you really think you'd like to have, he said, yes, an air conditioner for the maintenance office.
Yeah.
We need an air conditioner in there
Yeah.
for the summers. It's been out how many years?
It's been out before he came to work.
It can't be that expensive to put in a window air conditioner.
Well, and it was a heater, air conditioner,
You
it
thought,
was down on the floor. And
Can we investigate getting that thing done before summer? As So about seven.
It would take a new unit.
So it was a heater and an air conditioner, because I have 2 window air conditioners that I would donate.
Well, I mean,
Stop,
how
yeah.
big are they?
Can't beat free.
Well, they were in my house when I bought it, and one of them's a little bigger than the other one, but they're both will work. You can come look at them, I'm gonna put them in the yard sale, you know.
I mean, you got a sliding window.
Yeah, one of them's got a remote,
And it's about like this,
yeah, they're bigger than that.
yeah. Maybe that big.
You guys saw?
You mind dropping them by and see if we can, maybe, if we can use them, we'll
Yeah,
try to, is that?
yeah, it'd be fun. Where do I take them?
You know where his maintenance shop is?
Where, over here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll bring them over.
Are they 230?
I'm on vacation next week, I got plenty of time.
There you go.
Are they 230 volt units?
They were plugged into 120.
Okay. And then
They
you're.
were plugged in inside the house, you know?
Yeah, so they weren't, so they didn't have any special wiring to them?
No.
Okay.
Just regular air conditioning.
and you could, right there,
Jerry, what you can do is rather than trying to put it to the outside, put it into your shop. They wouldn't hurt that water drain, you know, that drain
Right.
inside.
but I'm wondering, between the 2 windows, that, where the heater's down below on the floor, I don't use the heater at all. I mean, it's, the shop usually keep it about 6 feet or so. And walls, in the winter time, I'm got sweatshirt on or that. and-
What was it, a mini split? Like a mini split, was it?
I think it's like the hotels.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It's, so it'd be like a heat pump. Mini split, is what we call them now.
You're right.
but maybe we could go right through between the windows and have it out on,
I'll bring them over there next week.
okay. Right.
Thank you. Anything
Well,
else?
usually around noon,
Okay.
because,
Over there.
we,
Okay.
might, call Sherry and.
Find out where you're at.
And then she can tell me where, have a good one, just to waste your time.
Or you might be out doing ditch work, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we get all my signatures?
Except that last page,
Okay. We need to-
the one for the,
Yeah.
capital.
Oh, okay, yeah. Can you sign that? We'll get that. I'll pass it down. This is, okay, with that, I would ask if we can adjourn the meeting.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion been made, any seconds?
Second.
Motion been made, second, we adjourn the meeting, all those